Welcome to summer, where nothing can replace the coolness and only Coke can relieve all worries. Today, I'm bringing you the hottest watch from Greenwich, which carries two technical patents due to the difficulty of making its ceramic bezel. Since 2005, this red and blue-colored watch has been wildly sought after by many watch enthusiasts, leading to its consistently high price. It is the new Rolex 126710BLRO002 GMT Master 2 with a Coke bezel and steel bracelet. The official price is $89,000, while the secondary market price is around $150,000, making it a relatively valuable premium piece. Just a quick note, for more information, you can follow the DeBauzy channel or leave comments to engage. Before that, let me share some lesser-known details with you. The officially produced classic watches have undergone several iterations over the years, resulting in subtle changes in details at different times. We name these different versions as Mark I, Mark II, and so on. Taking the black Blow Ghost as an example, we can see some subtle differences in the fonts between them. So, it's quite normal for there to be some subtle differences between the original versions. Back to the main topic. Today, I'm presenting these two Coke bezel watches. One is the original Mark II version, and the other is the Mark III Toy Factory Clean version, which we'll call the C version. Now, let's share the obvious differences between Mark II and Mark III, but keep in mind that this shouldn't be used as a standard for judging authenticity. First, regarding the color of the bezel, both the red and blue parts of the C version appear slightly darker than the original. In terms of the font, the C version has a larger window, and the font is noticeably bigger than the original. Both also have a slight blue coating on the magnifying glass. In terms of the dial itself, there are also subtle differences between the two. The original version is slightly thicker. What are some normal differences that we allow? These are the ones. But what about the differences that are not acceptable between the two? Both watches are made of 904L stainless steel, and there are no differences in size specifications or data. Their weights are also relatively consistent. Overall, there isn't much difference in quality. The joint point of the two-tone bezel, which everyone is quite concerned about, is also the technical core of this watch. Upon careful observation, the processing of both is indeed identical, which is quite surprising. In terms of the hands, the hour, minute, and second hands, as well as the hand shafts, show no obvious differences and do not have the common rough feel. However, the red GMT hand on the C version appears darker and is not as bright and smooth as the original. Upon careful comparison of the engravings inside the clasp, we noticed that the crown on the C version does not appear particularly full. The engraving on the clasp is the important way for distinguishing genuine and counterfeit. But now the mature planting technology, whether it is the frosted texture and structure inside the buckle, whether it's the overall depth of the engraving or the thickness of the lines, it really makes it hard to spot any obvious differences between the two. Although the original crown is heavily worn, we can still vaguely feel that the 5 original dots of the C version are slightly larger than those of the original version. For analysis, we will also provide a common A version for a more comprehensive reference comparison. The A version uses the Shanghai 32851 movement, while the C version uses the Dandong 32851 movement. Both movements can get 70 hours of power reserve, standard, but there are still noticeable flaws in overall detail quality that can be detected, such as the size of the automatic rotor's axis and the differences in the crown logo between the two versions and the original. The brushed finish on the case deck is also far from the delicacy of the original. There are visible differences in the size and polishing of the screws, as well as the texture of the ruby and gold settings. The blue hairspring of the movement shock absorber and the structure of the gear lever also show differences. The differences in the C version are even more pronounced. The square weights on the balance wheel are features that neither of these two versions possess. The brushed finish case back shows original craftsmanship. A and C versions focus on anti-counterfeiting in the oval logo. In terms of luminescence, we rarely see any differences, which also indicates that the technical barrier to reproducing the luminescent effect is really not high. After watching this video, you might be wondering how much the C version costs. Its price might be enough to impress you, but I still hope that friends who like the genuine product will keep their eyes open. To avoid being deceived, for more, you can follow DeBayo's channel and leave comments to engage in discussions. It can provide you with more help on your journey of watch collecting. Well, see you next time.